Senator MacLochlainn, please. You have 5 minutes, Senator.
I'd like to commend Senator Norris in taking the initiative, and I'm very happy to second his motion. This is really a stunning situation. The Irish Palestine Solidarity Campaign is 15 years in existence, and it's had a bank account in the Bank of Ireland for all of those years. There was no problem for all of those years. They are immensely respected by all of us in these houses who care about the plight of the Palestinian people. I'm the secretary of the Oireachtas Friends of Palestine group, and I can tell you that we absolutely testify to the integrity and the decency of everybody involved in the Irish Palestine Solidarity Campaign and their adherence to human rights and democracy. That's why I'm shocked about this development. And what I've learned from this development is the Bank of Ireland are not unique. There are banks across Europe that have been closing down Palestine solidarity campaigns right across Europe. And when they're asked, and in the case of Bank of Ireland, our group, the Oireachtas Friends of Palestine group, wrote to them asking for an explanation. And as Senator Norris has pointed out, they rhymed off all these regulations and so on. So we asked them again, can you give us specifically what is the legislation or directive that you are adhering to by closing down this account? And when that question was asked, they shut down the communication under the excuse that they cannot discuss individual accounts. It's an utter nonsense. This is a bank that received a significant amount of taxpayers' money, and they are acting completely against the interests of the overwhelming majority of Irish people who support the cause of justice for the Palestinian people. Now, what I hope will come from this motion today is not just condemnation of the Bank of Ireland, but serious questions put to them by our Minister for Finance and by our government. Are they acting on a campaign which has been orchestrated openly by the Israeli government to shut down organisations internationally who support the democratic campaign which is boycott, divestment, sanctions? We know that we had courageous people in this country who took a stand against apartheid, the workers in Dunnes Stores. We applaud them these days, we salute them these days. And citizens in this country, it is their democratic right, if they wish, to engage and support the boycott, divestment, sanctions campaign that is there internationally. So are the IPSC being punished? And I finish with this. We have also from the IPSC clarification from the EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs, Federica Mogherini. She has defended and said that citizens across Europe and globally who partake in the campaign, the BDS campaign, have a right to do so, and their rights must be protected. So I'm asking our government to follow up on what I hope will be a successful motion passed in these houses today, and make sure that Bank of Ireland and all banks in this state, especially those who were bailed out by our taxpayers, are aware of their responsibilities to protect democracy, to protect those who engage in human rights defence, and to make sure that they are not implementing the policy of a state that is repudiated by most countries across this earth through the United Nations and through their failure to implement United Nations Security Council resolutions. So be very clear here, we don't just need this motion passed today, and I'm delighted that Senator Norris has taken this initiative, but we need our government to make a clear statement that what has happened here does not comply with any legislation, with any directive, with any law that we are aware of, but is implementing by stealth the agenda of the Israeli government, which is to silence critics of their policy and to silence people who stand by the boycotts, divestment, sanctions campaign. That is an outrageous attack on democracy, and it cannot be accepted by anybody in these houses or by anybody who believes in human rights in this state. So I hope our government follow up on what I will believe will be a successful motion here today and do what is right by our people and confront those in the banks who are peddling this agenda.